Very good afternoon to all of you. I welcome you all for the day 2, session 2 of AICTE ISTE sponsored online refreshment program on developing secure IoT applications. It's a great pleasure for me to introduce our speaker, Mr. Yogesh Pingle sir, who is going to talk about consideration and application of IoT, Android and Raspberry Pi. Sir is the senior faculty of Vidyavardhani College of Engineering, Mumbai. Sir has more than 12 years of teaching experience and 2 years of industry experience. Have published a book on Internet of Things, Architecture of IoT under Technological Publications, Pune. Sir has also worked as a senior chairperson and a co-chairperson for IoT-based IEEE International Conference, IndiaCom in 2016, 17, 18 and 19 at New Delhi. He has published almost 35 research papers in IJERA, IEEE and presented them in various national and international conferences. Sir has also organized and conducted more than 50 plus hands-on workshops and STTP on IoT. He has developed and implemented innovative instruction methods, developed professional logistics to improve students' performance. He has guided, lead, and mentor students in research projects. He's created, innovated, and implemented career enhancement program and activities. We welcome you, sir. Now I request our speaker to please take over and start the session. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, madam, for introduction. Am I audible, madam?
Yes, sir, you're audible, sir. You're audible.
Yeah. Okay. So good afternoon, all. So I will start my presentation now. We'll open the. Okay. Can you see my presentation?
Sir, I can see your presentation, sir.
Okay. Thank you. So good afternoon, all. In this session, I am going to talk on consideration and applications of IoT and the Arduino programming and Raspberry Pi. Okay, so before starting with let's say hands-on from my side, let me first create a background for how we can consider and how we can create in different applications of IoT. And after immediately introduction of this thing, and after some slides we can say, then we will start with something called as the technology considerations. So in technology considerations, I am going to actually show the some of the applications. So real-time applications. So like using Arduino, and there we will see how to start with the Arduino programming, the stuff, and after that obviously the Raspberry Pi. Again we will see the applications of Raspberry Pi. Let's start with this. Now all of us knows that the Gartner researcher, right, he predicted some of the technologies in 2015, and obviously the once we are talking about the research predictions, they are obviously 5 years. After 5 years, what is going to happen? After 5 years, what is going to happen, like that. So in 2015, the top 10 strategic technology trends, right, it has been predicted, and one of the technology was like Internet of Things, right. Obviously besides that, a lot of technologies were there now, like 3D printing, computing everywhere, then rich text systems, so and so forth. But now the people were talking about a lot of things like automation things. And once we talk of the about the automation and how we can do it remotely, then the obviously the one of the technology we should be there in anyone's mind is something called as Internet of Things. Because the once you're talking about the automations, once you're talking about the automation on things are doing automation. Let's say now they are having something like the hardware devices like sensors, actuators, the microcontrollers which are already programmed on it. They're controlling on the things, right? And once we are talking about the everything is being controlled remotely, then the term is something called as a internet of that particular thing. So it has been predicted in 2015 only. It doesn't mean that even though the Gartner predicted this thing, IoT or like these other technologies in 2015, but we have already seen that automation was, it's a very long back. The automation was there in the market, right? But in 1990s era, the one of the company, they have started. There was one a small sensor called as temperature sensor, and that temperature sensor, detects the temperature which is around its era, and not only that, it detects, but it sends the data immediately to the internet, and that was one of the turning point where all the people throughout the world, they are looking at this particular new innovation. You can say that whatever you are, sensing, the sensors are sensing the data, and it has been immediately, it has been going to the cloud, and at remote place anywhere in the world you can able to see what is going on over there. And that was a dramatic change where the people were looking at this particular technology. And then now what we will do, we will not only talk about the throughout the world what is happening, what are the different kinds of trends, and how the IoT is there and everywhere. We will also focus on our nation, so India. Just think about the India. What is the change has been there, and what is going to be changed after some of the years, right? Now in 2015, once the Gartner was predicted, this kind of technologies, no, we are already saying ourselves that we are very, beyond the world. The technology is moving ahead, and we are going behind the technology. But the in abroad, European countries, in America, and everywhere, you can say the technology is already being there. After some of the years can be 3 years, can be 5 years, can be more than 5 years. But after that, some of the period, then the India is coping up all these technologies, right? Now our engineers and everybody, we're trying to do it, right? But we are going to give the services to the world, not to our nation. And that is what something called as, you can say the drawback of, ours only, the our nation, right? Because once we are talking about a technology, we should have the mind in our in mind that if I am an engineer, what can I do this technology? What can I use? How can I use this technology for our people, for our nation, for our society? And how can I grow our society only with this technology, right? So it doesn't mean that I learn the technology, I joined one of the company, and I'm giving the services to the abroad, right? So I'm thinking about the IoT security, whereas we don't have the IoT products in my hand, at my place, at my area, at my society. We don't have any kind of IoT products, or where we can see, the my door is connected to internet, and if I go in my village, and somebody came inside my room, and I immediately getting the alert message, so it is not over there. And once we are talking about like this very high about technology, then we should think about it. Now this particular slide, why I'm talking about, it is something called as the digital world, digital transformation. In 2015, once this has been predicted by Gartner, at that area only, right? We also know that the Modi government, they have done this, many changes like in digital transformation. And in 2015 onwards, all of us, we can definitely say that we already transformed ourselves into digital, right? How we have transformed ourselves, because we are using the social media, we are using mobile, we are using something like the cloud, we are using the Gmail account, right? We are using the banking account, right, which is also in the internet, so we can say we have already transformed in that area only, to 2015. Now we are also in the same area, we are not changed, we are not grown up ourselves into that particular area, right? I'm not talking about the industry perspective and what is this thing that I'm going to tell it afterwards immediately. But think the reality, right, where I am, right, how I can able to cope up with this technology, and using this technology how I am going to help for the society. That's why my the topic itself is that it tells me that the considerations and applications of IoT. But the next point is what for our nation, like that. Now, immediately, after this, I'm this thing like industry 4.0. Okay, now only I have to talk about, we are not discussing about only the, the society, the era like that, but also we have to consider this field, industry 4.0. Because in our nation only, a lot of companies, lot of big companies, you can say, right, they are in this area, right, industry 4.0. Immediately 1 or 2 years, they are also going to transform themselves from 4.0 to 5.0, right. Now also we are going to have our education is also is in 4.0. That's a gap we are coping up with the trying to cope up with the industry. Now, what are the kinds of 9 pillars are there in industry 4.0? We can start about, the cyber security, cloud computing, mobile technologies, machine to machine, 3D printing, and so on and so forth. And you can see there is one a big bubble. It's called as Internet of Thing. All are these are big bubbles, right? All of these are big technologies, right? And this technology, if once we can say that we are now in industry 4.0, that means all these technologies are there, people are working on these technologies, right? And one of the big bubble is something called as a Internet of Things, right? Obviously, once industry is started to design or develop a particular product, right, all these things, all these other pillars, they are simultaneously working to each other. They are taking the help of each other, and then they are producing the product, right. So I cannot say that my Internet of Things product is without big data or without analytics I can able to go for it. There is nothing, no meaning of it. Just having take a sensor data and put it go on inserting into the cloud, and then we don't have the something called as analytics on it. So what I can do it with the data? Okay, so there has to be cloud computing, there has to be mobile technologies, where how can I see the data? There has to be machine to machine communication, that there has to be some automation like robotics must be over there, RFID technologies, right, must be over there, cognitive computing must be there, and obviously the security part. So you can see to design any one kind of product, right, in industry also they are using all these bubbles, right. So this is very important aspect. Once we have to think that the we have to do something in IoT. So it's like we have to consider all these technologies, right. And that's why I can say in a simple manner that IoT is nothing but a big orchestra. All right, now as I'm a musician, I know it. Once I'm talking about orchestra, this is like the arrangement of things, arrangement of different technologies, wherein using all this technology, how can I produce the product, and how it is going to help, right, for the others. Now, once we talk about this, you can see the lot of applications are there in industrial as well as in commercial. So I think there is no area left where we cannot think about the term called as IoT, Internet of Things. You talk about manufacturing, you talk about oil gas sector, you talk about the agriculture, utilities, smart cities, building automation, hospitality, healthcare, and retail. Right. One of the very good example I will say tell about the smart city, right, where myself and as well as my friends, right, who are there in TCS, like they are the senior managers, and they are the government panel. They are in that particular government panel where our government, Maharashtra government, decided to to become to create, or let's say to create a smart Pune as a smart city in 2018. So it was predicted before, in 2015. Once this predictions has been started, the government has started, in 2018, we have to create this Pune as a smart city, right? Obviously, the people we're talking about the positive as well as the negative, and we already know that whenever the technology is going to be there in a society, the first thing is the people is asking, the people were asking to each one of us that what about my job? If there is everything is going to be there, everything is going to be done with the help of the robot, then what is the use of mine, right? If the robot is going to teach the students, then what is the job of the teacher, who is going to teach the how is he's going to teach the student? So a lot of things are there. So we were started that smart city, and we launched one RFID right near the bus station, and what happened, the some of the people, right, unfortunately they broken down that particular RFID. We didn't understand, why this going to be there, why the people are not accepting the technology, why the people are thinking the negative angle, why the no, I am talking about only the India. Again I'm telling, obviously the next panel the government has selected to become the smart city in like in New Mumbai area, because in our Mumbai area we cannot plan like this, we cannot think also to go for the smart city. Why? There is one of the major reason is no proper planning of a town, no proper planning of a city, no proper planning for anything. You talk about roads, you talk about traffic, you talk about transport, right? You talk about the parking area, you talk about the environmental monitoring, the points which are listed in this smart city, you can able to see, right? Is there any proper planning of this town? If it is already being there, then you think about how it becomes a smart, right? So it is impossible to only think about, how you can able to manage the local traffic, right? So I'm not thinking, so anybody, so many students, or they are doing the projects in hackathon, they are placing that thing, we will manage, we will schedule the train. But obviously the scheduling of a train itself is not a static, it's dynamic. It depends upon the, again, different factors, you know so that's why it is not at all proper planned. So that's why I cannot think about the smart city like the Mumbai or like that. But still, some of the Hyderabad, Pune, or any kind of like these cities, right, they can able to do it. But what about the people's tendency? That is very important. That is very important. If you think about a reality, then whatever we are, talking about the Internet of Things and stuff, so and so forth, right? And think about, in at my place, what kind of things I can do it, what I can do it in remotely. But already drones and everything, they are banned in our country. We cannot able to put like the drone in, and we can give it to the big bazaar or other different this thing, and we cannot tell them, ask them, चलो आप you use a drone and you deliver the products at the remote place. So it's very difficult. You think about the commercial, there also you will see the hospitality, healthcare, and retail, right? But even though I'm telling it is not possible, it is not possible, but lots of companies also now in India, lots of companies, not only big companies, small scale industries also, small scale industry also. See, I will give you the real time example. I'm staying in Vasi Virar area, if you're aware of, Vasi Virar Mahanagar Palika, right? And at the Vasi East area, lot of industries are there, which are small scale industries, right? And many of them, they are developing the small products which are smart, which they are becoming a smart product. Even one of the the distributor of inverter, that person who only talked with me, and he also wants the IoT, the inverter with IoT, or IoT enabled inverter, you can say, right? Because why he wants like this, because he wants, right? Now you also know that, during this pandemic situation, the nobody is going to your home, nobody is coming from your home to another home. So if I want to see the status of my inverter, the person who has already delivered the invert at my place, and if that inverter is itself connected to internet, just imagine that at remote place only he will come to know, what kind of, whether water is there or no, the how much it discharge, what is the capacitance and everything, right? All these factors he can able to see it at remote place. And before stopping that everything, he can immediately come to my place and he can able to give the solution over here immediately on that, right? So this is what is small industries, small the products who are manufacturing by the companies, they are thinking on it. Can I, because they also know the power of internet of things, right? But they are worrying about, whether if I'm if I connect it to internet, what about the this thing, what about the, even though we are talking about, electricity bill, today is a very hot topic, electricity bill. Every now and then we are watching the news in the TV channel, a lot of things. And what I'm talking about, it is connected to 24 by 7 to internet. Just imagine that what kind of the electricity bill if I again put more and more points inside the house, and if I'm making like this IoT enabled, just imagine what is going to be there. So that's why I'm telling you, in India, but still the people are looking at the products. Still, the people like me, like you, we will think on it, and definitely we will have the solution like this. And I will tell you how to do this immediately after this. AI and IoT in supply chain management. That's why you can see the governments, right, and all the governments throughout the world. You can say, right, many governments, they are spending a lot of money, right, lot of money on these two technologies, AI and IoT, right? Because it's being used everywhere. It is being used everywhere, right? Like once I talk about the AI, the people from L&T, right? Those who are spending 16 to 17 years their life in L&T as a IoT architect. One of my friend, Mr. Jitendra Shenoy, he's having a lot of experience in IoT. He will only tell you, right? Once I'm talking about AI, let's say I'm saying, AI का सब boom है, everybody's started learning AI. Now I'm thinking, where I'm going to put it AI, because now the L&T like people, they are saying, where the system is matured enough to put AI on it, and to put AI like technology on that any kind of system, that system is itself such a matured enough, like 2 years, minimum 2 years of that particular system, it should not get broken in between that, right? And it should run smoothly during this 2 year span. If I'm talking about to put AI on it, this is the same thing is there to put IoT on it. The system should get matured enough. How the system will get matured, because of there is only one thing called as planning, proper system, where we can say in India you will not find any, the only, or you will find a very few system or very rare systems are there which are matured enough. There we are able to put the AI on it, or IoT on it, right? Now there are like 6 design principles. Once I'm talking about the designing part, then again I have to think about the not only Internet of Things. There are lot of things like Internet of Services are there, right? So I will not go in detail one by one, because we are not focusing on Industry 4.0. We are focusing only on IoT like consideration. Now once we focus on only IoT part, right, what is the heart of our IoT? Now our problem statement, if you think about the problem statement of IoT, is so simple one. What you must have, you must have the, what is the input is the sensors or data which is coming through the sensors. The process at the cloud side, right, where we are going to gather the data, then we do the analytics, right? We will have some the algorithms where we can able to predict something with this particular data. And what is the output? The output you are going to give it on the mobile, right? So our problem statement is very simple: input, process, output, right? So this is, in this particular case, if I'm talking about the heart of it, then the first thing you will look at the picture called as mobile. Now, previously, or let's say 2 years back, 2 years back, once the people were saying, I'm having the smartphone, I'm having the smart mobile, it means that I'm a smart, that device become a smart. So it doesn't mean that it becomes so much smart, right? Because once I'm telling about the things are getting smarter, the meaning of it, the thing should able to communicate to each other, or to send some message on its own, depending upon if there, the threshold value or whatever, that means what I'm trying to say, once I'm talking about the IoT, the heart of IoT is this: the things should sense as well as things should communicate with each other. So that's why only one definition of IoT we can say: the things plus sense and communicate. If it is there, then you can say yes, I am doing something in case of IoT. And that's why given the example of this mobile. So even though I am just having the smart mobile, it doesn't mean that it becomes what it's an IoT product. No, my mobile, is it going to talk to someone else, right? Whether something happens wrong or no, if it's there, now the mobile also, the very many, because already we know that a lot of sensors are already be fitted in the mobile, right? And using this mobile, if the programmer or the, the manufacturer of mobiles, they are also doing something over there, obviously it becomes a part of that particular product, definitely. And there is one bulb you can see. If you are having now in Amazon or everywhere, you will have the combination of the Alexa, the sound enabled device, and the different kinds of home appliances like bulb or like that, so that you can communicate the bulb. And bulb is also such a smarter bulb, if there is a sufficient light in your place, it will automatically turn off or it will glow. But the how much intensity, it also depends upon that, right? And this is going to be, there. I'm not saying many of us may be using these particular bulbs, right, where we are telling that it's automated, or every many of us, we are already using also this smart bulb. But still, now we can also do the smart bulb. Now that example only I'm going to tell you afterwards. Now this here at the below side, you can see the cow, right? IoT enabled cow, which is again very important, right? But once I am talking about a thing is not only the artificial things, but things are living beings also. Things are living beings also, right? So in Netherlands, there was the this particular study case where the people did on the cows, where the sensors are fitted inside the body of the, cow. That is something called as the IoT enabled cow, and that sensors are sensing the data in the body, right? And something like the music is being giving this to listening to the cow. And obviously, the if you see the after some period of time, the production of milk it has been increased. This is what the cow enabled study case was, successfully done by that particular country. Then the temperature sensor and a lot of things, that this is just temperature that sensor which is built by the Nest company, where after that the Google has absorbed that particular company, right? If you think about the sensors, which are something called as the biosensors, right? Now what happened, what are the challenges? The sensors which are already being there in the market, right? And the sensors which we can able to produce from our side, right? We can able to manufacture from our side, because as we know, right, the less number of production is being there in India. Now the people are started to think about the Atmanirbhar, where the people are thinking, why not we can also create our own sensor. Why not we cannot also create our own microcontroller system? Yes. So these things are possible, and these things are the people are doing it. The people are doing it. So that's why I just put a picture, that where we can see the person who is having the number of sensors which are fitted on the body. Now there are two types of, again, biosensors, right? One is called as the intrinsic, the sensor which you can insert inside the body, and extrinsic means which are just connected to the body, right? And once you this is something called as a IoT enabled life, we can say, right? Where we can have prediction. Now I am having my mobile, I am having this laptop, I am having the desktop. So we can say minimum 3 devices that I am having, which are connected to the internet. In future it may happen there are more than 7 sensors, right, can be connected to your body or wherever, and you are having these particular devices, and you yourself is being connected to the internet. A lot of things are happening. Okay, and Google wants this only. Like the Google is a big, everybody knows about it, right? So the people, they want like this, because they want to see, they want to have what is your tendency, what the user wants, what the people wants, right? And how they will come to know? They will come to know only by tracing our activities. If I'm going to the shop, the person who is looking at me, if I'm having the sensors, obviously they will come to know, yes, this person is liking this person likes shopping, this person likes music listening, this person likes what, right? And how that person will get a data on it, because of this particular sensors. So this is what a very good example. I always talk with this example. This is a IoT, a simple case. It's for the future. Once we are talking about a case study. Now this case study are already being there. It's there in the Europe countries, right? Where we can say the alarm. Here is the alarm, right? And I want to reach the office at so and so time. Then depending upon all these factors, right, my meeting is whatever is there at 9 o'clock or whatever is there, depending upon that, the alarm will wake up me, right, in the morning, right? That means the alarm is going to talk with my car, alarm is going to talk with the tea, alarm is going to talk with the train or traffic or the fuel which is present in the car, like that, and the meeting person, whether he is also coming over there or no. So the things are talking to each other, and after that the alarm, this is going to be put it. That's why I've written it over here. This is being communicated to your alarm clock, right? So this is a very simple case, and after that, obviously, we are talking about all this example when once you will say, who cares about it? So these people cares about it. First of all, the Google, what I'm saying, and then the Cisco term this particular thing, that Internet of Everything, right? So now in Industry 4.0, the people are talking about IIoT, Industrial IoT, and then there is the, there are the people are differentiating between IIoT, between IoE, Internet of Everything, then IoT, Internet of Things, right? From my angle, I will look at all these technologies as one only, right? As one only. And also we have to look at this thing as one only, right? Because once we look at the technology in one angle, then we can able to design, or we can able to develop the products, right? Otherwise there are a lot of applications where we will say, this is not fit, that is not fit, right? And otherwise, these big people, they are giving the names for the technologies 1 2 3 4 like this, but ultimately the people are talking about the one thing only, that is, we can say, IoT. And this is what a future, what I just now told you, 3 devices per person. Again, it has been predicted in 2015. Now still now we are in 2020, because of the pandemic situation below. Otherwise, because of the technology adoption by the country or by the people, it is still lagging in our India. Again, I'm saying, so we cannot think about. Now I am also not having the 7 devices, right, which are connected to the internet. So actually it is being predicted, but again we will say, it has prediction will be there, within 2-3 years, in 2023, 24, you can say 25, at least 2025, we can predict something like this, the 7 devices per person. And then we can see a lot of billions of money which are being invested by all these big sectors, airline sector, railway sector, or the our electricity sector, like that, or fuel sector. All these people, they are looking at these particular technologies in a very positive manner, right? And even though the people are prediction like this, that what about kind of my job, but still the many engineers are required to first establish this particular IoT product. After establishing of it, then the next concept is called as IoT security, right? Because in different countries, the people are we are talking about the security, IoT security. Right now, once we are talking about IoT security, first of all, there has to be some IoT system. Then you talk about the security, right? The system must be so much mature that I can think about, IoT here. Then we can talk about the security on it. Okay, but in India, if you look at the people where they are not accepting, adapting this particular technology, and first our task is to first put this particular technology on the people and just tell them, just use this technology. Otherwise, the what is the meaning of this technology? The Bill Gates has predicted, right, in that particular era, where he has predicted that each person will use computer in this particular world, right? Each person will use this. Okay, now actually the dream came true, after so many of years, like that. Okay, but still now the people they were not used the computer in banking sector in 1960s. Now you can say after 40 years span of revolution of this particular period, the people are using now the computer. No, without computer, bank without computer, nobody thinks on it. Okay, like that, the people who are not using this IoT technology, nobody will think. The time will be is not like 40 years, 10 years, like, but let's say in 5 to 10 years, it should be happened in India, right? Now, one of the very beautiful example is like tire as a service, right? In India, now you can say the many of the companies like including the MRF company, they have started putting taking this tire as a service. What happens, once we are talking about any kind of technology, the people are looking at the technology on two aspects. Can I have a business model of it? Can I take a business model? Can I design the business model using this particular technology, and what can I benefit on it, and who is going to benefit, right? So in this particular case, the tire as a service itself is a big business model where the people are accepting it in as I have told you, the MRF company, they are looking at this particular example, right? And they are already now being started on it, right? Because the tire the big tires, the people they are purchasing this particular tire it about or beyond 1 lakh rupees, right? They're trying to give the tire on a rent, to take this tire on a rent, and it's this tire is a IoT enabled, so how much kilometer you are going and so forth. It's like a prepaid, prepaid car, postpaid car, you have to just give the charge on it. Okay, that's it. You can able to replace the new tire also with the same thing. The two persons are benefited. The customer who is taking the tire on a rent, he is also benefited, and as well as the tire company who is also going to get a benefited on it, because they are going to get the money based on their services. And this tire as a service, everything, it not only once we started about the cloud computing, the people were talking about the infrastructure as a service, right? Platform as a service, like that, the people are taking the hard disk on a rent, the space on a rent, like that, the platform on a rent, like that. Okay, the people are starting on it. In IoT, it is going to happen like this, this is the power of IoT, where the people are giving the things on a rent, right? And once I am giving something on a rent to anybody else, and if I'm able to keep a track on it using this IoT technology, then is it going to be this is going to be beneficial for both of them. The people who wants to purchase the different cars with like this tires and everything, they can able to they can afford this particular thing because they are getting it on a rent. But obviously over there in Netherlands, or many in not only Netherlands, in Denmark, if you see, or in Denmark, in European countries, the people are going on a cycle, and cycle they are giving on a rent, and now this cycle is what IoT enabled. So the people, the owner of the the cycle company, they know the where is my cycle is parked, who is going to get it, and whether he has paid the money or no, right? What is a what is a what you can say, the what about the security and so forth, right? So this is a very good example, right? Even the people are starting thinking about the taxi on a rent. But taxi on a rent means there is no driver at all. You are only yourself is a driver, right? Where the people are thinking of this model, business model. Looking at this business model, obviously both sides they are going to benefit. Not only one person is going to benefit over here. Same thing, this is the scheduled maintenance, right? And we know it, all airline companies, they are already accepted the technology called as IoT, because this is going to be a future. This already being predicted, and obviously the landing and taking off this aeroplane at that time, it saves a lot of fuel. It saves a lot of fuel cost, and that's why, right, the company, right, who is like the different like airplane companies, who will show definitely the profit per year. Every year they will show the profit, otherwise many companies, they were in loss, because their landing time and taking off time, both are the whatever is being scheduled, they are not as per the schedule time, right? That's why. And why? Because of this periodic maintenance, because of the cleaning of the work. Right now they are having the robot, right, who already knows where is the dust, right, there only they will go and fatafat they will clean it, right? What are the big operations, the whatever the different devices, big devices which are fitted in airplane, whether their operations are correct or no. So engineers will not waste their time to check already good things on it. Okay, but they will do it the different things, which wants the repair and or the maintenance, right? So that's why they will save the time on it. And this is how it's also the big kind of new models, they're already being airline sector, they have accepted this technology, right? And this is very very important. This is related to person, this is related to each person, if I'm saying, right, I'm not going daily with the plane, so who cares about it, right? They are looking at their angles, but what about myself, what about myself? So this is what is something is very very important, healthcare landscape is very important from this point of view. You can see the obesity is growing now, there is a poor diet, sedentary lifestyle, and obviously you can see during this pandemic period, you can check your weight. I'm not saying sorry for that, but the people are looking at their health side, where they want this everything, right? And what are the challenges in the healthcare? So aging population is become a burden on it, right? Increase the need of maintain independent and respect to life, right, for elderly people, right? Primary care, or the alternating patterns of disease, we know it, there is one big the disease called as diabetes, right? More than 60% people, they are having the diabetes, it's a chronic disease. A lot of things are happening, the people are doing for yoga, people are doing for so and so forth, they are having the stress relief, so and so forth, right? From my side, if I tell you a very good applications of it, I'm doing myself is a music therapy, right? So I myself is a doing the work as a music therapist at my place, where the I'm giving the people, this the designed music, and I tell them, to listen to this particular music, whereas you can able to reduce the stress level. And how I'm going to do it, I'm having the something called as a ECG sensor, or sorry, EEG sensor, where I'm having the patterns of a brain, right, where I know if the person, I'm getting the the theta waves, then I know that the person is a regular, or he is not under any kind of depression or like this, because the trains, whatever trains I'm getting, right? So before the listening the music, while listening the music, after listening the music, and the lot of data what I'm getting, I am doing the analytics on it, right? Obviously the when I'm talking about this kind of healthcare problems, I must know that domain knowledge, I must know the domain knowledge. Obviously if I'm talking about something else, the blood pattern, if I'm talking about the cancer, if I'm talking about that level, I should know that, then only I can able to design the module, right? So I know the music since 19 years. I'm learning music. I know so many ragas. I know which raga has to listen at what time, and so and so forth. What kind of design music I should able to listen to them, right? Because it also depends upon the resonant frequency of the body also. There's a lot of things are there. It's a different actually kinds of concept, where I'm already talking about, IoT for music therapy, like that. It's kind of the mixture of two things. The domain is music and the IoT is our technology, so we can put it together like this. Okay. And this is what is very important. If we predict them, this is the chart, or these are the the values I have taken it from, obviously Google, right? The some of the websites where I can have this data, like 200K hospitals are there, 18M hospital beds. So these are some like values I got it. How many people, billion adults overweight, chronic disease patients kitne hai, then over aged 60 and so on and so forth. So if I look at all these things, even I look at, let's say, talk about the quarantine center, where let's say I'm talking about the beds, the ICUs and so on and so forth. If I'm talking about the IoT, so is IoT is being used there? So I have to say no, the people are not using that. Why I'm not, why I'm cannot say, because a lot of companies, they know this. A lot of companies, they are knowing this technology. A lot of companies, they are knowing this, but why they are not putting it? The first thing is the mentality of the people. The second is the acceptance, right? If I make it beds, how many beds are available, the many people can able to see at one time, right? Let's say somebody is the corona positive and he wants to be admitted in some of the hospitals. He will only come to know because he will visit that particular website, or the mobile app, where he can able to see, yes, these are the hospitals, these are the this thing, this is my near hospital, these beds are empty, these are the doctors, these are some doctors which are allotted to it, right? So can I have a system like this? Yes, you can have like these systems, but as I told you, the systems are not so matured. The people are not trying to accept the technology, because there are so many things, we know it. So we will not talk all that examples. That other side, we can say the advantages. I always say this is a very beautiful line. Right care for the right person at the right time at the right cost. This tagline, if it is there of any of the clinic or hospital, then you can say, yeah, hospital, and this is IoT enabled, because it's totally, there are three fundamental advantages: improve access to care, the quality you are increasing, the reduced cost of care is very very important, right? And these are something like biosensors I talk about. So a lot of examples are there. This is a sugar example, right? And this is all about the healthcare. The next thing I'm talking about the hydroponics. So I'm not talking about the new kind of sector called as agriculture sector, right? Where I myself, you can look at the picture, and here I have already implemented it in my college, and college premises, where I have grown up this particular cucumber, within 2-3 months we did it, right? And this is not a soil, it's a soilless plant. And at the right hand side, if you look at this is a real time example. We already put it in the area called as Vajreshwari. If you know the Vajreshwari area, it's a village, beautiful village near Virar. Is a Virar side, where you can see the we have produced this 1 acre land. We have designed this particular hydroponics. It's real beautiful example where actually you can see the IoT for agriculture, right? What kind of sensors we have taken, what kind of the tank, how much water you have spent it, how you can what type of nutrients you put it inside the water, and how you send it, and so on and so forth. It's very new, the new kinds of things where the farmers must decide on this thing like hydroponics, wherein you are having like poly house, and where you can grow up like the spinach. As you can look at the spinaches, right? The quality of the spinach it's like a real time. These are the real products only. These are the real products. And the beautiful, again, the next part is the highest part of the hydroponics is aquaponics. So this aquaponics is again the new version of it, right? So I have given you the YouTube link over here. If you gone through this particular YouTube link, there I have shown you how it is working. So it's very small area where I have already done this particular thing, and you can look at the particular sensors, how the sensors we use it, right? The microcontrollers we use it, the actuators we use it. It's not a rocket science. It's everything is being there. We can able to use this all these things, right? But these are something like, the considerations we have to consider this factor, how we can apply the IoT with the domain, right? So even though I am not an agriculturist, so I'm not knowing about the nutrients, right? How much nutrient I have to pour it to the plant so that we can have like this. What is the what is the pH factor of the plant and so on and so forth. These are the part of agriculture. So domain is from them. But if we know the IoT, then we can able to design the product like this, right? So this is a very beautiful example, this hydroponics as well as aquaponics, right? And now I am going to talk about the technology considerations. This is a very, very important, right? So what I will do, one second. Okay, so you can see my video, right? So now I will show you. This is a example. I will decompose it. Okay, one second. Okay, so now I will show you. Everybody knows, right? This is the Arduino Uno, right? And this Arduino Uno is being used, right, as a microcontroller for a generic purpose. Generic purpose. Now I explicitly say generic purpose because a lot of different types of Arduino boards, right, are available. That I will tell you immediately after that. And what I did, I'm having this particular bulb, right, and I'm having this particular relay. This is 4-coupler relay, right? This is 4-coupler relay, and you can able to see, right? These are the pins, right? These are the pins where we are having one VCC, one ground, right? Okay, I'm having this particular video. This video link also I will share with you so that you can able to see. There I have just zoom on this particular thing, and I have showed, right, one by one pin, right, how the pins are getting connected to each other, right? And you can see these are the actually connection to the relay, where you can see this particular bulb is having positive, negative, and if you look at this particular, this particular thing, it is becoming complex to show you like this thing. But I will tell you the positive of this particular bulb, right? This is going to be connected to the relay, and from the relay there is one more positive point if you look at that, and it is going to be there to the connector, this connector, right? So generally what happen, if you go to the electrician shop and if you ask them, I want a bulb and I want this to connector and I want this particular wire, right? Then then he will give you only this much, because he will not may be aware of the relay or may not be aware of the relay, right? But I want to fit the relay in between these two, right? And you can see the ground is common to it. Ground is common, right? So ground I am not connected to this particular relay. This relay is not having the ground from this particular connection, right? So it's so simple one. And now what happened, a lot of things are very small things are there. You can look at this particular, one second, look at this particular small chip, right, which is nothing but a Bluetooth module. This is the Bluetooth module, right, wherein we are having the number of pins which are going to be connected to here, right? Now what happened, I will just explain you, I will just describe you what are the connections that you have to go for it, what kind of program and where you are going to write it. And obviously we are shifting it to the considerations and applications of different things into the technology considerations, where we are going to do it, then what kind of things that we have to do it, right? That okay. So if you see this, look at this particular Arduino board where you can see the lot of pins are there, right? So if you see this, the below pins, these are the digital pins, where in upper side you can look at this particular pin section. These are the analog pins, right? And again these are the power pins, right? So if you look at these particular pins, then you will come to know, right? Yes, so these are the digital pins, and wherein you can see this is the particular, okay, this is a LED, inbuilt LED, which is attached to pin number 13, right? Pin number 13, right? Now once again I will tell you, or first time only I am telling you, the Arduino.cc is the best website, official website, where you will get all the things right with you. You can able to see the diagram of this, the Arduino. You can see the each pin connection. You will see a lot of things. What kind of this is a microcontroller at Mega 328. It's a DIP package, right? DIP package means I can able to remove this DIP package, right? And what I can do it. So if I want to connect it to the cloud, then I will require something like the the Wi-Fi module. And you can see this is the Wi-Fi module, right? This is the ASP8266, ESP8266. This is the Wi-Fi module. You can able to see it, right? So what I can do it, right? I can remove this and I can directly connect to this. Means what? Now this becomes a server, right? If I'm talking about the client server communication, you can just say the sensors, they are client, they are sending the data, they are sending something to the server, right? It's like that. So this is a module ESP8266. It acts like a server, right? And you can see even if it's so small, right, but it will act like a server. It sends the data to the cloud, right? Now you can see there are two things I have shown you, very important. The first one is called as Bluetooth and another one is called as the ESP8266. The first thing that we will see that how ESP8266 is going to be there, right? If you trying to connect this, the very simple one, the first of all, you got definitely once we are connecting the interfacing the two modules, first thing is what VCC, the another one is called as ground. So obviously we have got this here +5 VCC, right? You can see, right, these are the power pins, right? I am pointing it out over here. So one of the point is 5 volt, and the next one is like 3.3 volt. Now this 3.3 volt is required, right, for connecting the Wi-Fi module ESP8266. Now it's going to be connected to the +5 only, right? Because this Wi-Fi module, if you connect to the plus 3.3 volt, what is going to happen? It is going to burn immediately. Burn means what? How can you able to trace it? There is no way, if you can look at this particular thing, then you will have this particular LED, or this particular Wi-Fi module is not working properly. It means that ये उड़ गया है. It's very simple thing, because unfortunately, or you can say by mistakenly, right, you are connected this to +5 volt, right, of this Arduino. That is why. So that's why whenever we are working on this electronic circuit, right, many of you are already electronic engineers, so they might be knowing about it, right? +5 का अगर आपने गलती से ज़्यादा वोल्टेज इसमें कुछ तो डाला, then you know it, and it's very difficult, how you can debug this particular module is very, very important, right? Because once I purchase this, again I'm telling you, if I purchase this from Amazon, for anywhere, and once I look at this, who is going to tell whether this is a original product or this is a duplicate product? Now we are saying that we are banned on the China products and everything, right? Because already in the market a lot of products are there, and if I'm talking about that, if I use this kind of products where I am also not having the guarantee of these products, and I'm using this particular microcontrollers, sensors and so forth, right, to design something like applications where the people are using it, people will use my technology. Once I'm telling people will use my technology and the product which I have not manufactured or we have not manufactured, we don't know about the originality of the product, we don't have the guarantee warranty of the product. Even though you take it from Lamington Road से एक बार, if you just take it out of the shop, immediately guarantee will get elapsed, right? Something goes wrong, if you try to go and replace it, if that shopkeeper is is your friend, or if he is having the something like not having some faith on you or whatever is, if you're a college student or college like that, then only he's going to replace it. Otherwise in market there is nobody to going to replace like these components. So immediately my 300 rupees are gone, right? So now think why I'm telling you, because once we are considering this, that we are going to trying to use all these things and continuously running 24/7, how you are going to do it? The first one, again I'm thinking about, if I'm putting it like 24/7, what about my electricity bill, which is going to be a hot topic today's world? The people will say, for a one flat, how many points that is being allotted, right, by the MECB or by the the power the company, you can say, right. They will say we have already provided you number of points like 3 to 4 points per flat, yeah, and people are using more than that. They are additionally they are putting the mini points, and then they are facing these are the challenges, right. What about the bill and how they have grown up like this and like it, right. There are a lot of things are happening, and in that thing, if I'm saying put like this thing and continuously run 24/7, then obviously I have to think on it, right. Whether am I reducing this particular is it going to help to save my energy, or is it going to grow this particular point, right. How can I able to manage all these things? This is very important. Now let's say if I will not connect this directly to 230 volt, right, whereas I will use this with the help of battery, 9-volt battery, if you say, and that battery also, the regularly whether it has been discharging or no, on that also we will put it something like IoT product on it. If the battery is going to be discharged, you should get an alert message so that you can able to change it, or you can able to charge it like that. Okay, there's so many things that we have to consider, right. Otherwise we will just go on making the products and we will put it at the client side. After some time the people are going to come to us, and they will say, now you pay the money, it is your device, you only put it over there, right. And first of all, if I'm talking about like this example, right, like this example I have just now shown it to you, right, where I have connected the bulb to relay and this thing, that I am directly connecting this thing to my main application, main supply. Now this main supply, the first thing, if now I am doing myself at my place, right. If let's say my neighbor, if I want to show him, use this, and this is very helpful for your elderly people, the person who cannot able to walk from living room to bedroom or like that, right. So they can able to manage the switch on and off the bulb, so and so forth. I can able, obviously it's a 4 coupler relay, right? One of the coupler we can able to use it for refrigerator, one of the coupler you can use it for AC, so and so forth, right. And I can able to just turn and off. It's a very simple application, but if I'm using it over here, the two things I have to consider, right. The first one is this: how can I even whether it is going to save my power or what, and the second is this, right, how it is going to use for the people, right. This is very important. Now apart from these particular things, then next one is you have to see the app side, because let's say I connected this particular Bluetooth module. Now I will just talk about the plus 5 volt and this thing, the plus 5 volt and the ground. But obviously there are two pins, right, which are very important. These are something called TX and RX, right, transmission and receiving lines. Obviously this is going to be connected over here, transmission and receiving lines. And now if you look at this particular points, digital pins over here, where you can look at this 0 and 1. So 0 and 1, these are the TX and RX pins where I'm going to connect this particular Bluetooth module over here, right. Obviously while uploading the code or like that, I will not connect it directly, right. There is a reason behind it, right. Same thing I can able to do it using the Wi-Fi module, right. Once I am uploading the code. Now the thing is, right, it's a very important thing. If I showing you the components, what are the steps that I will do it? The first of all, the hardware design. First of all, I will make the hardware design like I have shown it to you, right. The second thing is something called as IDE, right. IDE. So let's I will share the IDE with you so that you can able to see, right. I think you can able to see this, right. IDE. Now this IDE you can see it wherein I will just say new, right. Now this is a IDE for Arduino programming. Now in Arduino programming, again, if you go through the Arduino.cc website, where you can see a lot of grammar is there. Grammar means what type of PI, programming interface, where you are having something like the constant value, something like the ready-made methods, right. The values you can able to take it from the objects, so and so forth, which are that is something called the grammar, which is you can able to see, right? And this is something called as a sketch. Now sketch is nothing but a program. Sketch is nothing but a program. Now you can look at this particular two modules, two functions like setup and loop, right? You can able to see the setup is nothing but what you are going to set. You are going to set some pins. For example, I want to have let's say some of the pin as an input pin, that then I will put it over here. You know, these are something like setting up, right? If you see the example, the hello world example, if you look at this particular example, then you can able to see serial dot begin 9600 is the baud rate. And I'm saying, you know, this is a setup, this is a setup, I'm doing it. And obviously once I want to print hello world, so first is hello world, right? Now just don't look at this particular example, and if I just see it, this thing, this example, if you look at this example, then you can see this is something called as a blank sketch. Blank sketch where you don't have any code inside it, right? Now the first thing is, whenever I will attaching this particular the board over here, just one second. The back then I will connect it over here and I will just show it to you over here. Yeah. So what I'm doing, I'm connecting this particular board, right? See, first of all, I have not connected anything over here. So you can look at these particular tools where the port is disabled, right? And whereas the board is by default is Arduino Uno, right? So what I will do, if I connect it over here, then you can again look at the port. Now I have connected it. I will show you what happened to this particular board. And now again, if you see, this port is getting enabled, right? So wherever this is a serial port, you know, where I'm attaching this my Arduino Uno, right? Now what I have to do, I have to just say select, right? Though I have selected this particular COM port, right? The board is being there. Now after doing this, there are the two buttons. First one is called as verify and the second one is called as upload. The first one is verify. Now I click on the verify. What is going to happen? This particular blank code is going to be compiled over here. So if I not selected this board and port correctly, then it is going to give me some error. Otherwise, this is how I will get the message called as done compiling, right? So I will get a done compiling over here because there is no nothing over here, right? So then I will do it something like the uploading of the code. I will click on the upload, right? And if I uploading over here, what happens? You know, this blank code, right? This blank code I have uploaded on the board. Right? That means there is nothing on the board now. Right? So if you look at this thing, right? The hello world. Now, if you're looking at the hello world example, right? Where the same thing, I'm going to check my port is there. Yes. The board is there. Yes, very correct. Now I want to just compile it. First compile the code, right? And while compiling and while uploading, just observe the board, right? Observe the board, because what happens, you know, immediately after that TX and RX, these two pins are getting blinked, right? Immediately. Once I will upload it, it is going to be there. And what after this, what is going to be there, you know, the TX, it is going to transmit, the controller microcontroller is going to transmit the what the message is, the hello world. The hello world is continuously going to be transmitted. Now where I'm going to check this, either I can able to connect again the LCD over there, otherwise there is something called a serial monitor. So if you click on the serial monitor here you can able to see this hello world. Right, this is a simple thing, that simple example, that where you can able to see the output, on the hello world screen, right? The message on the hello world, right? This is how you can able to compile and sketch it. Okay, now I will just again I will do this, but now over here, okay, over here now I will show you what has been the output. We can able to see it over here, right? So you can see what I'm doing. I'm uploading the code, and while uploading the code you can just see it over here. Observe this. Yes, you can just look at over here, you know, the TX and RX, they are getting blinked, right? And now you can see continuously TX, only one LED is blinking, right? Not blinking, it's transmitting the hello world, and it is going to be printed over here. Now the data over here I cannot able to see it over here, right? So that's why I'm having something called a serial monitor, right? This is very important. The second example that I can able to show is very again simple thing. It's like a blinking of a LED. It's a blinking of a LED, where again I'm having the LED which is built in over here, right? Where again I'm going to check it port and this thing, right? And I will what I will do, I will compile the program. I'm compiling it, right? Both things I cannot show you simultaneously. And now I'm uploading this. So after uploading you can able to see the particular thing. नंतर करतो सांग. Okay, you can able to see this. See, the LED is continuously blinking after 1 second. Right? This is something like blinking. Now this LED is inbuilt, right? And which is attached to pin number 13. Which is attached to pin number 13. How it is pin number 13? So let's say I'm having this particular simple LED, which if I connect it over here, pin number 13, I will put it positive, and beside that only there is one pin for ground. If I put it over here, then you can able to look at this particular LED which will also glow. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Right, if something goes wrong, then you can just check that whether the LED is actually working or no. Huh? See this. Right, now what is happening, you know, this LED is glowing, right? And this LED is actually connected to what? Actually it is connected to the pin number 13, right? So that's why it is internally connected to pin number 13, right? You can also see this LED, right? This is green. Green means this is a power on pin, right? What happens, you know, if something goes wrong, this LED may turn into different color, right? If the new versions of Arduinos are available, where you can see if turn into blue, if turn into another color, then you can say something is wrong on this board, right? So there only you can say whether it's a duplicate board or no. If it's a green, obviously, and where these parameters and specifications are written, they are written in Arduino.cc. So that is again very important, right? The next thing, if you look at it over here, right? So one second. I am sharing with you. Yeah, okay. Now you can able to see this, right? Okay, so if you look at the different boards, types of Arduino boards, then you can see there are a lot of boards are there, you know, Arduino Uno, Arduino Mega, Arduino Nano, LilyPad and Macro. These are the, you know, which are very much popular. Apart from these, if you look at that particular IDE where you can see a lot of boards were there of Arduino board, but these 6 or these 5 boards which are very much popular in the market, right? So these are very different purposes. Like if you go for the Arduino Uno, what are the applications, what are the things you can do it using Arduino Uno? If you go for Arduino Mega, then you can able to see the lot of number of pins have increased. Let's say if I can able to input more than 6 to 7 sensors, then you know where are the pins and how can I able to connect it? Then a lot of pins are more in Arduino Mega, whereas we are having something called as Arduino Nano. Arduino Nano is like a very small board, same as Arduino Uno, but it is being compact. It's like this, right? It is compact with this, right? So that you can save the space, you can utilize the space as per your requirement. And the same version, same microcontroller, but with the new thing, right? If you see in Arduino Mega, the microcontroller, the different microcontroller is there. You know, it's not at Mega 328. It's different thing. It's written it over here, right? Whereas in you can see the LilyPad, it's a small chip. You can say it's a small chip, right? Let's say there is one example called as smart shoe. So in the sole, if I want to put this particular microcontroller, then I can able to put it over there. There are some examples where you can have the shoe as a smart shoes, where you can have inserting of the sensors as well as this particular microcontroller inside the sole of the shoes, like that. And there is something called as Arduino Macro. So these are some popular boards where we can able to see it over there, right? And the next thing again is something called as LDR. Then the lot of sensors, right? As I told you, lot of sensors you can able to see it over there, right? One of the sensor you can see, right? This is very small sensor, but which is very important one. This is something like LDR, light dependent registers, right? Now if you look at the different in Amazon, if you go and purchasing this particular sensor, then you will get like this, right? The sensor which are fitted to this particular circuit, and we know what is this circuit. All of us knows, because whatever sensors, I will I will show you the one more sensor, right? Where you can see this is the soil moisture sensor, where also which is also connected to this same board. The circuit is same. You can look at this particular, this is the LDR, which is again connected to this is the soil moisture, which is also connected to this particular circuit. And this circuit is what? It's the Wheatstone bridge, where we are having this particular potentiometer R value, which is resistance value, which we can able to control the environment, which we can able to control on it, right? Because what happen, if I connect this particular LDR, if I connect this particular LDR to the Arduino, right, and the circuit which I'm having in my PowerPoint, right, what happen, it is going to be take the the different intensity values. But what it is going to be do, we have to set some threshold value, right? Let's say if I'm doing it, I put the threshold value now as a 200. Let's assume 200 intensity value. For example, if I go below the 200, it means that there is insufficient light. If I go more than or 200 or more than that, I can say there is a sufficient light, and depending upon this thing, I should glow on and off the bulb. If like this example I have to do it, so again and again I have to set the value of this. What about the evening time? What about the cloud time? What about the rainy season? What about the different seasons? At that time you can able to see this is going to be it is not going to be put it or run it 24/7. Lot of things are there. That's why this Wheatstone bridge is going to help me, right? Wherein I can just just put this potentiometer, right, and using this screwdriver I can able to make it how much resistance. And this is just a trial and error method, because I have done it real time, so that's why I know it. You have to do a lot of trial and error. It is not going to be a simple one task, right? Now there is one more a very simple sensor, right, which you can say this is a temperature sensor, right? It's a LM35. Now LM35 has got a lot of things, LM35DZ, LM35A, LM35S. Now LM35DZ, if you're talking about, then it will sense from 0 to plus 55, like that. It will not sense the minus, right? That is a drawback of DZ, which we are using in laboratory, right? Whereas A and S already they are the manufacturer, they have stopped the manufacturing. Why? You will ask the people we are say that a lot of other sensor they are now manufacturing, like DS20B18, this type of sensor. And this is a sensor DS18B20, which we are also having at everybody's place, like in refrigerator, right? In the freezer, you can say the back side, if you see, if you open the circuit and if you look at that particular sensor, they are using same sensor, right? DS18B20, same sensor is there in our AC, right? So the people who knows these particular things, they come to know, this sensor is which you can able to sense the minus degree also, right? That thing is also there, right? Now there is one more sensor called as, this is a ultrasonic sensor. Everybody knows, right? Which is fitted in the back side of our car. You know, depending upon the sound waves, which is in and out, right? It is going to capture the distance between the objects, right? And this is going to show at the display side, right? These are something like the different things are there. There is one is very important, and which we have also used it, as I have shown you in my agriculture project. These are the two different sensors. You know, one is something like DHT11 and the another is DHT22. Now if you look at the pins, you can immediately come to know the bifurcation. You know, here we are having 3 pins, here we are having 4 pins. तो ये 4 pin क्या काम का है, 3 pin क्या काम का है? You know, generally the people we using the DHT22. It's more reliable than DHT11, right? Both are the humidity and temperature only. So this also will give you the room temperature, but along with the room temperature, it will also give you the humidity, right? But this is more reliable, more accurate value you will get it. Now who says this like this? The data sheet of this is only will say, you know, that I'm not saying, you know, these sensors are good, these sensors are bad, not like that, right? Now there is something like everybody aware of this is also, this is something like, you know, RFID. This is very beautiful one. This is a, you know, it's not a ultra frequency, you know, it's a small frequency RFID, where we have got like this tags, right? It's like a metro tag, you know, everybody has used it. So I have to swap it like this, okay? Then this particular tag is going to be read by this particular RFID reader. So these things are very, very important. And obviously, apart from this node, apart from this Arduino's board, right, you may go for like this node MCU, which we have also used it in our agriculture project. This is also very, very important, where you can see this particular ESP8266 module. This is inbuilt in this particular chip. This is node MCU. It's very, very important, you know, right? And we are having this charger point, macro charger is there, right, to connect it to the USB, or, you know, to give the power over here. So even this is our you know, node MCU, which is you know, combination of Arduino Uno plus your Arduino Uno plus ESP8266, right? Now I was showing you the many of the sensor, and one more thing is there. This is something like the LCD, right, where you can able to, you know, connect it the hello world, and so other messages also you can able to show it to you. And there are some actuators. You know, actuators are very important. This is like a very simple servo motor, where you can able to use it in our, and there the relay, as I told you, relay is also very important. These things are important for us. This we can say, this is my lab, where I'm having all these components, where I'm working on it. Simple things I'm doing, something like, you know, how it will be do, how I can able to make a design, how can able to put it in the cloud. In the cloud side, again, there are so many considerations, right? Which cloud I should pick up. A lot of cloud is there. One is called as ThingSpeak cloud, right, which is open source cloud. Another we will say, no, we will use UBDots. UBDots cloud is also very, very you know, it's in market also, industry also using it, right? But it's not like in Amazon, but you will get a feel of like Amazon or Azure cloud, right? Otherwise, Azure and Amazon cloud, obviously wonderful cloud is there. You can have all these, you can have the nodes, you can create the nodes in the cloud, you know. And obviously you can see the Node.js. Node.js, this particular language also is, you know, Node.js also you can able to use it, right, for making or storing the data inside it. And people are using Node.js. Node.js is very important thing, right? Right. Once the people are, you know, students are also studying the, you know, the full stack developer, they should also know the Node.js, because Node.js is what, it's having the JSON. And obviously what features that we are also using, JSON, and we are using the REST API call. Using REST API call, we are extracting the data from the Google Cloud or from the cloud, and we are putting it, or we are extracting the data from the cloud, and we are showing it on the mobile. The mobile, we have to design the app. Now, once you are talking about the app, again, we have to have the two types of bifurcation, you know, whether you are going to stick with your Android mobile, or whether you are going to stick with the iOS mobile. Now, there are a lot of things, you know, platform independent language. So once I will say, I will request, I will, you know, I will suggest, even I am also doing the so many things in Flutter and Dart. Dart is a programming language which is come up with the which has come in actually 2001, but Google has actually launched it, and people are launching it in 2017. right? The Google has launched this particular Dart language, and there is one framework called as Flutter. The Flutter framework is going to be used everywhere, because using Flutter framework, if I develop a app, I myself I develop app like music app, where I am storing the database in Firebase, and I'm extending it depending upon the time, right? You can able to listen to that particular the design music or whatever is there inside that particular database, right? And Flutter is a very beautiful app. Before Flutter, there was the people were using React Native. React Native is also platform independent language, we can say, with the help of which if you build an app, this app you can able to deploy it not only on the Android but also on a iOS. So Flutter and Dart, these two things are going to be boom in now, right? The people are using it, right? And this is going to be used in definitely on IoT, because the one of my student, he is now working in Microsoft. He's in Hyderabad. He's also telling, a lot of things are happening in Microsoft in IoT. Right now, things are like this. He has also shown me like this. Sir, you are built like this. The tubelite, and I also developed many things in my at my place. Right, he's also showing me a lot of things. Right, so I think many things that I elaborate to you, right? And again, one by one application, if you see and if you go to one of the applications, all many types of small experiments that I have put it in my slide, right? So obviously I'm going to share the slides with you so that you people can able to see the so many small by examples are there, right? Obviously, the lot of real-time examples, right, that is not being described in over here, but a lot of things are explained over here, like agriculture. I would just not talk about music therapy, IoT for music therapy, IoT for agriculture. The first thing I'm always telling once I'm talking about the technology or like this IoT, I must have something called as domain knowledge. The domain knowledge of what, where I'm going to fit this technology. If I'm talking about the financial sector, I should know the domain, or I should know the knowledge of financial sector, right? Obviously, if I'm taking or you can take a help of that financial person. If I can take a help of agriculturist, I can take a help of musician, right, where the people are using all these things, right? So I think from my side, I would talk about a lot of examples, real-time examples, and many types of considerations, like the environmental consideration, the factors, environmental factors, as well as the technology considerations. So obviously I hope that this session is going to be a very beneficial for you people. That not only you, I also I'm also motivating for what the things that I am doing it real time, the things or the problems I'm facing at real time. So many things, because it's one thing if I telling you this is very beneficial for the society. The second thing is the challenge, how I'm going to do it, and the third one is again very important, that how the people are going to accept it. That these things are definitely going to be there, but definitely in near future the people are going to start with the product like us at home, at residence. We will start different small things, and we are going to sell it in the market, right? And this is how we will also create a brand from our side. So I think I have talked so much on it, and I think my time is also up. Is it correct? Hello, madam is there? Um, okay, two questions are there. So, have you developed mobile app on our own? Yes, I have developed an app. As I told you, the music app I have loaded, and I have used the Flutter and Dart. Right, that I have used it. Not only that, lot of other things are there. Simple Android Studio, and using Android Studio, you can able to develop the app. But obviously, we have to go along with the technology. So, as Flutter and Dart, the boom technology, and obviously I have just now studied it, I have started myself to work on it, and my fortunately myself, I have got so many friends in industry, they are always talking to me, sir, Arey, this you use it, it is going to be helpful for the students also, and you also. And that's why this is how I learn this particular technology. I myself I have also already done the full stack developer also, right? Who will be the leading companies of the Internet of Things? Obviously, the leading companies, obviously, I told you the Google is the leading company, right? Because he itself think on it. You can just imagine Google is a search engine, and he thinks about the bulb. कुछ तो गड़बड़ है, search engine software का part है, how they are investing lots of billions of money in, like this bulb or like this, because they know it. because only Google like people, they will think very out of bound, out of bound they will think it. So I think I have covered so many points. Okay, madam.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir, that you yourself you picked up the questions. Thank you so much, sir. Sir, I'd like to thank you so much for this session. I especially like to thank you that you have demonstrated on working of kits to our participants. I'm sure our participants have got a lot of knowledge about the Arduino programming, Raspberry Pi and all. Thank you once again, sir, and please accept this token of appreciation from us.
Okay.
And sir, participants, the feedback attendance list has been put up in the chat box, so please fill it. Thank you so much, sir, again.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
So shall I leave now, madam?
Yes, sir, you can leave, sir. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you so much. Okay.